GUSA?
I'm Pheobe Reilly and I'm running for GUSA President.
Okay. So many of your manifesto pledges are about things that aren't going to be immediately understood by people who aren't involved in GUSA. There's lots of acronyms, things like that. Do you have any policies that are directly aimed at bringing new people into sport at the university?
Absolutely. I think the thing with the manifesto is, although there's a lot of pressure put on it, for a lot of club sport members, it isn't the main point of contact with people who are running in these elections, and that's why I've tried to get out myself and meet as many people as possible from within GUSA and without. A lot of my work this year as welfare community is to try get those traditional included people into the building through the Gym Buddies initiative and through the cross-campus work I've done. So for me that would be a big thing to continue, and a lot of the pressure that I'm putting on my campaign is that I want to continue the work that I've done this year.
And it's no secret that there's been issues within GUSA this year and historically, especially regarding student welfare. What have you done to protect students during your time as welfare convener, and how do you hope to bring this forwards into your position as president?
I think firstly the thing that has been important to me is acknowledging these issues and not shying away from them. We have obviously experienced this year, and as you said in previous years, a identity crisis in who it is that we stand for and what it is that we're trying to push for in our association. And as welfare convener this year, that was really important to me to say, we do know that we are potentially pushing away students that we'd like to welcome in. In my time as welfare convener, I tried to acknowledge these issues best as I can, and one of the first things I did over summer before we came back was to review our policies and procedures. So I met with people in the university that I knew were equipped to deal with these bigger issues and not just let it sit in the hands of students. So the equality and diversity team at the university were really, really helpful in helping us get up to speed with our equality and diversity procedure, our discipline procedure, and widely our constitution. So that was a long-term thing that I did to try safeguard students. And then secondly, some of the work that I did cross-campus was short-term ways in which I would hope that GUSA would become more inclusive. So I attended the Fearless launch conference day with the SRC and with some other cross-campus groups, which was a city-wide tackling gender-based violence, and that was a way in which I could educate myself so that we weren't just having empty promises and we were reaching the groups and acknowledging the areas that we can improve on. And as you said, pushing forward to president, I would hope to continue that, and with the time that president would give me, I would use that to keep welfare and obviously the things that I'm so passionate about right at the front of the association's aims.
Brilliant. So the question GUSA presidents get every year is, why can't we pay our membership monthly? It seems like that would be the most effective way to improve accessibility to sports on campus, because so many people can't afford a lump sum.
I think it is something we review every year, and a lot of people, even myself, I didn't know before getting on council the intricacies of the partnership with U of G Sport, and I think that is something that GUSA needs to be a bit more transparent about, how it is that our gym membership work with the whole U of G Sport and GUSA crossover. Obviously we do offer smaller chunks, like you can do the semester one, and we did offer the off-peak membership, which is I think our way of pushing forward and recognising that it doesn't fit everyone. It is a large amount of money for a lot of people to sign up to a full year at the gym when they feel as though there might be times when they'll be coming more frequently and less frequently. So I think the important thing for the president is to make sure that they're listening and they're advocating, and that's something I feel as welfare convener I've done all this year and I would continue to do next year.
Will you be making any attempts to lower or freeze the cost of a GUSA membership?
Absolutely. I think largely another thing that I've learned this year being on council is that membership cost is sometimes out of our control as GUSA, that is controlled by U of G Sport, and it does rise with costs that they find within the gym and also with external factors like inflation. But I think, as you say, it is something that we would like to advocate for, and if we can't put pressure on U of G Sport to lower it or freeze it, finding avenues of which we can say to clubs or non-club sport members, look, this is something we recognise and we are willing to help you. So I know Charlie, this year's club sport convener, has been working a lot with the club development manager to find a way that we can offer lower memberships or membership options that are more suited to people's needs in the gym.
And accessibility is something that can be a massive issue in sports. There's a lot of people who might feel that GUSA and university sport isn't for them. Have you got any policies or ideas to bring in people who might be a bit nervous about getting involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I think welfare, obviously this year, a lot of it was not working on what we've already got in place, but thinking outside the box. And one of the things that I tried to do with that was engaging with the groups themselves rather than taking it upon ourselves to think of ways we could reach out. So I met a lot and worked a lot with the GU LGBTQ plus society. I became quite good pals with Maddie just throughout the year, and one of the things that reaching out to the cross-campus networks, and one of my favourite things this year was sitting on the welfare forum, where you work with all of the SRC kind of minority and equality officers. So the disability officer was someone that we spoke to a lot, because we're aware that our facilities and the university in general aren't very inclusive to people with disabilities. And kind of using those avenues and those communication networks to say, look, how can we help you, and being kind of able to go to them and work from what their needs are, rather than kind of having them as something that we design, making them reactive. So as president, I'd like to keep doing that, and as I've already said, with the time that a full-time sabbatical officer would offer me, is kind of would be something I'd be really keen to do.